Hello, this is Up Trail 71, and for this trip we decided to come down to the northern part of Lower Michigan, and we're going to be hiking the Hoist Lakes area in the Huron National Forest. There's a daily $5 per vehicle day fee, so we're going to stay at least 2 days. And I'll show you this map. Plan is to hike up to here. They say there's water, but as far as I know there's no water hookups around here anymore. We'll hike down here, down by the South Hoist Lake area. Then we'll come up this road. And then I think we'll go up this way by No Name Lake to Byron Lake. Camp somewhere around that area tonight. Then we'll hike the south end trails here. And from what I hear, to do this north end trail, it's a lot of down trees and like highlands up there. Not a whole lot for views. So we're just going to kind of stick for the lake areas. We're starting to see some fall colors in this area. It's looking nice. It's actually a beautiful day out. It's in the upper 60s. I think it's going to be around 40 tonight for a low. So it should be nice for camping. Nice hiking weather. Okay, we already came up to our first junction. It's junction number 2. That's where its nail is. Of course, we're going to skip that Highlands Trail. And we're going to continue along and then go next to Hoist Lakes, and then this little road up here, like that, to Byron Lake. There you can see we're getting some nice fall colors. Can't see wait to see what it looks like along the lakes. Oh yes, another thing worth mentioning. Now Hoist Lakes is a little over 10,000 acres in size, and from what I hear, it has a lot of bear in this area. There's been a lot of bear sightings. So you definitely want to hang your bear bag up around here. It almost looks like we're coming up to some kind of a little lake. Yes, and being early October, we have seen a couple of hunters wearing orange. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea even for us to have some orange on, but oh well, we don't. Now it looks like they haven't cleaned this part of the trail in a while, but it's easy walking around it. So I'm not too sure how well they maintain this park. Guess we'll find out as we get further into this hike. But so far, it's a nice peaceful area. Nice woods. Of course, we had a little bit of wind. We're hearing some trees cracking. They're leaning up against the other trees. Well, what do we have here?
Did we do a circle?
The number 14 sign. Of course, I believe number 2 is to the right. I believe that's what will be going on. Kind of hard to read that map.
I think it's 14.
Okay, one or the other.
Yeah, that's 14.
You want to do Byron? I want to do Byron Lake, I think.
Well, we can come
Okay,
back.
we have campsites, Hoist Lakes. We could do this, but I don't know. Let's try Byron Lake. That's the most popular lake. I think it's the nicest. Doesn't look too bad though.
Was that where you originally intended to stay?
Byron Lake has been my plan. Hoist Lake is like the secondary plan.
Why is Byron bigger?
A little bigger, nicer lake. Yeah, just behind us, we walked over to a very nice campsite. There's a guy there, he's leaving in a couple of hours. So it's always possible we could still take that site. I think we're gonna go this way. So we just took a little spur trail off the main trail. And our plan is still to go hike the Byron Lake. Now we're coming up to a view of Hoist Lake. Could have been an old beaver dam or something right here.
What does that say?
Oh, it's hard to read it.
Intersection.
Intersection, and we must have had some numbers at one time. Signs are a little old.
Oh, wow.
But this lake goes around the bend. And that was South Hoist Lake. Now we've just a little distance away from it is North Hoist Lake. It looks like this one will be a little smaller. And this will be the North Hoist Lake. As you can see, it's more like a pond. But it's nice. It's nice everywhere around here. Now we're passing by another one of these small lakes. What was this one called? Penoyer Lake? Well, let's take a look at it. Some nice fall colors around it. Oh yes, look at the colors right there. It looks nice. Nice area. Looks like a shallow lake. Of course, those guys I talked to earlier, they had mentioned that they've had a lack of rain around here, just like the UP, the Upper Peninsula. This is actually a cool part of this trail with these tall, like, weeds. I don't know, just something about it, and with the sun shining on them. I really like this spot. We've seen a few ruffled grouse, or partridge we call them, fly. Definitely a lot of little birds flying around. It smells so good in this forest. You're getting that fall smell. It's my favorite time of the year. Okay, we just come up this unmarked intersection. See a blue marker in that tree right there. That's probably the way we'll be going out. We need to go this way. There's no markings around here, no signs.
So we should be heading west on the map then.
Yes.
Caught my finger on a thorn.
Oh yes, those thorns are sharp.
Blood.
You poke good. Of course, I'm wearing shorts, so I'm definitely feeling the pokes. And actually, that's just the other direction of the same trail. And of course, we're going in the correct direction right now. It's so nice out here. I know I've repeated this a few times, but look at the leaves. They're starting to fall off the trees, turning some colors. We got these nice little ponds around here. I think there's one to the left. Kind of hard to see from here. Of course, you trip over a few sticks. We're starting to see some more nice fall colors right in there. Then there's this marshy area down here. You can see some nice fall colors back there on those maples. Okay, section 12 we've made it to now. That's right where this is. So we'll go around, I believe it's called No Name Lake. Then we'll go to Byron Lake. And right over here we have No Name Lake. You can see it's very shallow with a lot of weeds right now. But we're getting closer to Lake Byron. Yeah, I know this was a long drive for us to this area from the central part of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. But last night we stayed right in a motel in Mackinac City with a nice view of the Mackinac Bridge. Looks beautiful at nighttime with the lights. Then we got to see in the morning. Looked awesome before we drove down to here. Okay, this will be our last intersection before we get to Byron Lake. Trail number 5 that way. It'll loop around. There's a little tiny lake called Carp Lake. But we're going to skip that for this trip and continue to the Byron Lake. There's a little sign back there and they number all these trails and that. And this one right here, they had it marked down as easiest. Right, trail 10. And the other trails we saw difficult, more difficult signs. But in reality, these trails are not very difficult. Yeah, some of the trees that are blown over crossing the trail makes it a little harder. In my opinion, that's the only difficult part. A couple of very minor hill climbs. Now we're getting our first glimpses of Byron Lake. So we have finally made it here. Now it's time to look for a campsite. That's a trail number over there, number 12, but we'll circle around and first campsite we see is good enough for me. And this is Byron Lake. Nice little beach around here. Here's some people over there. I don't know if they're fishing or what, or just looking around for campsites. The campsite over here, but it's already taken. We're just going to walk around and see what we find. Well, the guys across the lake just told us that we can have this campsite. They just dropped their packs and they're walking around. I don't know if they're fishing or what.
How many campsites are on this lake?
Well, I've seen 2 for sure. Then there's probably some without fire rings. Kind of like the Manistee River Trail.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is very nice. I got a cool looking picture a little while ago with that log. And then get some fall leaves in the background. Let's go see what Kathy's checking out right now. Just a slight breeze. It's around 70 degrees out right now, so it's beautiful. And what do you have there?
Shells.
Some shells. Is that like some kind of clam?
Yes. Gotta be. Oh, neat.
Yeah, I see some others in the water.
Yeah, I don't think they're opened yet, but yeah. What's this one?
Look at the sun glare off the water. That's pretty.
Oh, this one is it.
Alright, let's see what we got down on this side. Found one buried in the sand.
Ah, a piece of one.
Well, half of one.
So pretty.
Alright, I think pretty sure I'm going to set up the tent. I almost said hammock, because I did that last time. Then we'll probably cook our meal, maybe our dinner in about an hour from now. Alright, as you can see, we're setting up our tent, our zpacks tent. And there's a climate sleeping pad my wife is using. Hers is still working fine, at least for now. Of course the wind is blowing. Set up right next to the lake. And what am I using? It's called the Mattress Pro. It has a little built-in pillow and I don't know. It's got to be better than at least one of those foam ones. I had this around the house. Ordered this about a year ago. Never had a chance to try it. I think it's only about maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing 25 bucks for one of these. So who knows? It seems to be decent for comfort when I tested it out. As long as it holds air, that's the main thing. After the last trip that I had in a tent, it was a nightmare sleeping on the ground. So the cleanance is very strong. We'll find out. This is a decent pad so far from what I've tested. It's lightweight, but we'll find out. Now there's another campsite. I believe this could be on the west side of the lake, somewhere around there. Nice little spot. You can see an old, like a logging road going through there. And the spot is nice up on this little hill. And of course the lake is right down here. We decided to take a walk around the lake just to see what it looked like. And you can see where our campsite is, right on that end of the lake. I'm standing at that one campsite just showing you. There's a trees of nice fall colors. Right there's another campsite. There's some nice guys that we talked to camping up there. Now we're going to go for a walk just a little further on this side of the lake, on the south end. Okay, getting closer to the south end of the lake, I found this another potential campsite. Now this one does not have any kind of a fire ring. So if I was to use this, I'd be extremely careful. There's a lot of long grass around here. It's a nice view right here. See the sun starting to get lower. Won't be long, it'll be setting. Maybe 1 hour or so. This will be the south end of the lake. And I know somewhere there's another campsite. I read something about 3 established campsites, so of course we have one of them. I'm going to start making my way back to our campsite in that direction. There, you want to collect some firewood? Or are you just checking that out?
I just thought that was pretty cool. Cool piece of driftwood.
Right. Yeah, you get some unique looking driftwood. See the sun will be setting not too long from now. Probably should get back to the camp.
Right.
We'll cook our dinner and maybe make a small fire. A lot of dead stuff right here. Won't be a bad idea. We'll grab a few when we get closer to the campsite.
I'll have to pee on the trail.
I'm not sure how deep this lake is. I don't think it's extremely deep. To me it looks like it's shallow for a ways out. A lot of sand. Of course this is the shore here, you can get some mud. Kathy found out before. As you can see, the sun is starting to set. The wind has died down a lot. Very little for wave action right now, as you can notice. So since the wind has died down a lot, we decided to just start to make a fire. Anyway, of course, like you saw, there's plenty of wood on the other side of the lake. Well, like in my past videos, I'm heating up my water. Mountain House, spaghetti and meat sauce tonight. It's been quite a few years since I last had one of those. I think it's at the Ohio meetup. That was about 6 years ago. I bet you I know what she's gonna have. Her mac and cheese.
That's the only one.
Nothing wrong with that one.
The only one I eat.
You eat some of the other ones too, the chicken ones. Chicken dumpling or whatever.
Not too often.
We're gonna kick back, enjoy this fire for a little while. Sun should be setting here in, I'd say, next half hour to 40 minutes. Oh, we're gonna enjoy this fire for a little while. Then we hang on my bear bag. Then we'll see you in the morning. Good night. Oh, good morning. Slept decent last night. At least this air mattress kept air in it. I didn't care for that pillow on there, so I just used mine right here, as you can see. It did get chilly last night. It's 35 degrees right now, so it's almost freezing. I think I'll get up in a few minutes and make a little breakfast. That's just so cool with the fog on the lake. Right over here you can see it forming, and how it goes towards the middle there. That water is warmer than the air right now. Of course, I looked at the temperature a little while ago, it's 35. Now I'm just getting my bear bag down. I had it hanging up on this limb. Heard some little squirrels and stuff running around, but I didn't see any holes in it. And I can hear a couple of actually gunshots off in the distance. Must be bird hunters. And somewhere I just heard some trumpeter swans. I don't see them. Well, you can see the two trumpeter swans swimming around out in the lake. It's still a little foggy out there. Well, looks like we got everything all cleaned up and we're just about ready to get back on the trail. After leaving our campsite, these little hills are definitely no joke. They're good climbs. Now somewhere up here, the map shows there's supposed to be some kind of a vista. So we'll see what kind of views we get. Well, how's that sun feel? Nice and warm. It's starting to warm up a little. Now this seems to be the highest point. It's a good little climb up here. As far as any vistas, I don't really see anything for a good view. A lot of trees, but well, this trail is rated as, I believe it's rated the most difficult in the Hoist Lakes Park. I don't know, I don't think it's that bad, but it was a good climb up here. Trail looks like it's well maintained. This trail goes on the south end of Byron Lake and a loop up in a general area of Hoist Lake. I believe it's about a 2-mile trail or possibly slightly more. Now we're passing by, actually looping around this little beaver pond. You can see the beaver house right there. Then there's a dam over there. We walked around that just a little while ago. Now Hoist Lakes is a beautiful area in early October. And we're watching some fall leaves come down right now on a trail. That's really pretty. And the loop that we hiked is approximately 13 miles. And of course that takes you on a few different trails. Some of the trails weren't the best, but I still like that loop and I would recommend it. Of course, Byron Lake, our campsite, that was awesome last night. There, we completed that section of trail. Come up this intersection, and where do we go from here? We're right there at that nail. Yeah, we go there in the direction of Hoist Lake.
Then when you get to this point, you want to
I'm gonna go the south side of Hoist Lake and back to the parking lot, correct?
Yeah.
I didn't see a sign back there. Of course, that other trail is not used as much, but you can see we're going on the south side right now. And it's still very pretty in the woods here. So this is all a new area for us that we haven't hiked in yet. And that's why I kind of split this up to where we did more of a north end before, and then the south on day 2. Of course, we backtrack a little bit of the trail, not very much though. And I come up to a
How's that over here?
intersection. We'll be going to the south side of Hoist Lake. See, yesterday we came from this direction on that trail. There was a nice campsite on Hoist Lake right back in there. The guy had told us we could camp there if we wanted to. He was leaving in 2 hours. Would have been a nice campsite, but it would have been way too close to the trailhead. And I'm glad we picked Byron Lake because that is beautiful there. Through the woods we're getting a little view of Hoist Lake. Like I said, it's a very nice little lake.
Ooh, it's getting warm out too.
And it is getting warm. And we're coming up to the second to last of our junctions. I remember this yesterday actually. There's a sign right there that said campsites down to Hoist Lake. Of course, we're heading back to the trailhead, heading in this direction. And I remember this sign from yesterday. We came out from that trail, actually 2 here from the parking lot. But for us, we're going to take this trail back to the parking lot. I think it's slightly closer too. We just wanted to break it up yesterday so we didn't do the same exact trails today. Okay, we're getting closer to the trailhead now. This is a beautiful October, early October fall weekend at the Hoist Lakes. And the temperatures are very nice. And right now we're starting to think about possibly going to get some kind of a nice lunch. What was that place called?
The lunchbox.
The Lunchbox. Yeah, so we may stop there, maybe shoot a little quick video inside. But anyway, this trip was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next adventure up Trail 71. Cod and a Lunchbox burger.